Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about code breakers. I have mentioned how to farm them in several other videos, but I think people would like a dedicated video that is just concentrated around code breakers, so I'm going to do one today. I know you guys are waiting for the Enduring Legacy, don't worry, that's coming tomorrow. Tonight on stream, I'm going to level it up, finish the last module socket that I need for it, and then I'll be able to go through the build because there's one build for Glay, obviously, and one build for every other character because Glay's unlimited ammo. Okay, now, let's get into today's topic. Let's talk about code breakers, code analyzers, where to farm them, you know, all that kind of stuff, because I think that that's one of the big questions that people are always asking me, all right? Oh, and before we get into it, as always, don't forget to register me as your content creator. Link is in the first line of the description, all right? Please do that. I'm on my goal for 888 active supporters, and I need your help to reach there. If you registered me before, as in more than a month ago, please extend your support. Okay? Let's get into it now. Right now, this is Bunny. You all know that. But what we're interested in is not Bunny right now. We want to go to the Consumable tab because I'm going to show you what are code breakers. If you go to the Consumable tab in your inventory and you scroll down to Miscellaneous, this is where you'll see your code breakers. Now, I'm going to remove my cam for this. Okay, the ones with the colorless dot are analyzers. These are used in normal difficulty. The ones with the red dot are code breakers. These are used in hard difficulty, all right? So there's been a couple of people that even when I explained it to them, they didn't seem to get it. But if you are in normal, you need one of these, analyzer. They have different names. Code breaker, hard mode. Is this one guy, you know, was saying that he was going into hard mode. He had the analyzers, but he couldn't open them. I was like, yes, because they are different. Okay, so you remember that hard mode, red dot, colorless dot is normal mode. Either way, you can just check here because the description tells you as well. All right. So code breakers, when the name is code breaker, not analyzer, this is what you need to open up the vaults in hard mode. The color of the code breaker also needs to match the type of vault. So ultra precision vaults require ultra precision code breakers. The vault is purple, the code breaker is purple. A precision code breaker is a blue color, all right? Blue vault, blue color, it's called precision, right? Precise vaults. And then normal encrypted vaults, normal, gray. The color of the vault is also gray, all right? So that should be pretty straightforward. I hope that is clear enough as an explanation, okay? Now, let's get into the meat of this. How do you actually farm these? Okay, before you can even get into the location, you need to prepare accordingly. Now, if you want to farm these, the drop rates are fairly low. They come mostly from mission monsters. So, in order to increase your drop rate, you are going to rely on your sensor. Your sensor can come with consumable drop rate increase modifier. All right? You want to find a sensor that at least has as high of a modifier as possible. A gold roll, I think, is 1.8 or 1.9, but if you can get there, my God, you'll have such an easier time. Even with this purple roll, I have a fairly decent time getting code breakers. But what you got to understand is that it is a monster drop, and the drop rate is fairly low. So without this, you're going to suffer a lot, okay? Okay, that's about it. This is all you really need when you're hunting these, all right? The rest of the bonuses are irrelevant. This is the only bonus you need. But you probably also want a bunny, and you probably want to be using my high voltage farming build, which is already on my channel. Make sure you try this out because this will be very useful when farming. You really need to do speed runs for several of these locations, okay? All right, now that I have told you how to farm and what you need to prepare, we shall actually go and farm some. Now, what are some of the locations where you can actually farm this stuff? Well, there are a few locations that I prefer, and I'm going to go through them one by one. The first location is actually in Kingston. Vulgus occupied buildings. Surprisingly, this one is pretty fast. Okay, I'm just going to teleport there really quickly, and I'll show you. I did not set the field to private, did I? This is very on brand for me. A lot of the times that I teleport in, I forget to set the field to private, but realistically, it doesn't matter. We'll just see if anyone's there. If not, then it's okay. Yeah, as you can see, there's already somebody there. This one is a very popular farming spot, just so you know. So let me just head back to Albion, and I'll show you some of the other spots instead. because it's best that I demonstrate this in private rather than going in public and, you know, affecting somebody else's run, or, you know, going in halfway. I don't like that kind of thing. So I would prefer to do it in private so I can show you guys what needs to be done. All right. Sorry about that. Little error there. All right, here we go. Now it's private. Okay, so while it loads in, I'll just give you a few little tips. When you're looking for missions for these, right? There are other missions other than the ones I'm going to show you, but basically you're looking for a mission that can be completed very, very quickly. This is one of those. Okay, Vulgus occupied buildings. Here you go. So what you do is you start running here. Now, take note that we didn't get anything during that run, but the run itself took about 29 seconds. This means that you can do multiple runs very, very quickly. That's what you want to do. You want to be able to do these in like 20-30 seconds with enemies spawning constantly, and you just go over and over again. All right? So Vulgus occupied buildings, that's one. Which is the next one? The next one is my all-time favorite. The Bunny Road. All right? So we're going to go here again. The idea here is that as long as you are running constantly, you will have no troubles whatsoever. It is very, very easy to get the drops so long as you can just run through, kill them, pick them up. All right, so here we go, Bunny Road. We all know this is my favorite spot for farming it. All right, I really like this one. There, I got a precision code breaker right there. Oh wait, my camera might have been covering it up. I'll show you at the end. But basically any... Oh wait, did I get another one? Oh, I got another one. Nice. Basically any run that has enough enemy density will yield you code breakers. Alright, you may not always get the ultra precision ones, but this is how you get them. Alright. Let me remove my cam for a sec. Scroll down. I got one code breaker and I got one precision code breaker. So, like I said, as long as you are running these types of missions, you will be very easily able to get these. Okay? And this one we did in 50 seconds, but if you use my ring build or the original farming build, you can get the time. You can cut the time down to about like 30-40 seconds, which is hilarious. All right? But that's another good spot for code breakers. Now we will head to another spot, which is, I believe it's called Anticipated Ambush Point. Okay, this is another one that is very popular. Some people prefer the Kingston one because it's only like 30 seconds and that's guaranteed, and it's very easy to do with high voltage. I prefer the Bunny Road. As you all know, I've got a strong preference for the Bunny Road because it's a great gold Kyber module farming spot as well. Module so you can dismantle into more Kyber. I love that spot, but there are others. So Anticipated Ambush Point, here's another one. Okay. This is in Sterile land. Now, the only problem with this one, and I don't know why a lot of people like this, because I personally have noticed that the spawning times of enemies is very, very long compared to, like, say, Kingston. So if I was going to choose one, I would choose Kingston over this, but some people do like this as well. Okay, that's it. Mission over. It takes about 30 seconds, all right? But I didn't get anything here. So some people like this because it's so fast. if you think about it, you can get up to 2,000 Kuiper a minute since it's only a 30-second run, and all you have to do is just run back here and then trigger it again, and you can start it again. So these three are the most popular spots for farming code breakers. There are others, of course, but the idea is lots of enemies spawn within a short duration, fast to complete, fast to restart. That's basically the whole idea. All right, so if you are choosing your own spot, make sure you choose one that is like this. Let's head back to town and I'll talk about some alternative ways of farming this. Well, I say some alternative ways of farming code breakers. Realistically, there's only one alternative way of farming a code breaker. And unfortunately, well, I guess I should say both fortunately and unfortunately, it's easy and hard at the same time. Okay, the other way of farming code breakers, which works really, really well for me, is actually to do infiltration operations. I'm not talking about invasions. I'm talking about infiltrations. So we're not talking about disrupt invasion. We're talking about infiltration operation hard mode. Okay, these ones can drop code breakers quite well, but it depends on the infiltration operation. If the infiltration operation is one that is not heavy in enemies, you're looking for one that is very enemy dense. And so my personal preference is actually the Haven, Asylum, Caligo Ossuary, and what is it? I can't remember. It's one of these that has a lot of enemies that spawn. Is it Mystery's End? I think it's Mystery's End. But yes, either way, what you're mainly looking for in any of these is high enemy density. The Haven and the Asylum are definitely big ones that a lot of people choose. But also you can also just bring along consumable drop rate increase and farm any of the infiltration operations that has an amorphous that you need. All right, there's no special rule that says, oh, you must go to only these two. Like, these two are my recommended, but you could just as well do it in Biolab, which is also one of my favorite spots. I would not recommend Magistral's Lab because Magistral's Lab is mainly for speed and to get the Descendant XP bonus at the end. It's not really enemy dense compared to some of the others, especially not compared to like the Haven and the Asylum and all that. So you may not want to go there for code breakers, but you can still get code breakers in here. Last but not least, I do have to tell you that you cannot get code breakers from spots like the Valby Road, i.e. the Outposts. So if you're going to like the Volga Strategic Outpost, code breakers do not drop there. I do not know why the Outpost monsters do not drop code breakers, but they don't. At least as far as I know, in all my 600 hours of playing this game, I have never once seen a code breaker drop from an Outpost. Okay, so I'm going to assume that they do not drop from Outposts. If you've had a different experience, then by all means use your experience as evidence. But for me, code breakers only drop in infiltration missions, and they also only drop in the field, i.e. during actual missions. So if you're going to choose a mission, in summary, try to choose one that is under a minute. The max I would go is 1 minute, all right? It must be dense in enemies. You must have a lot of enemy density so that you can drop. Tons of code breakers, all right? Dense enemies, under 1 minute, that's for missions. For the infiltration operations, you're only looking for enemy density. Enemy density is the key to everything because the more enemies there are that you kill, the more chances of you getting a code breaker. Like sometimes you'll actually just see me as I run through like some random infiltration operation, I'll be like, hey, code breaker, code breaker, code breaker, and it just goes on and like that. So I hope that information helps. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you enjoy my information. Don't forget to register me as your favorite content creator. And now, before we go, you know what we have to do. You do, don't you? I gotta thank all the lovely people that make all of my stuff possible. So please allow me to bring up the list. For September, here are our top supporters. All right. Thank you to CG Mayhem, who's our top tipper. Top tipper list includes Rafi Jana. Top super chatter is Sir Tommy Gunn. Top super chatter list includes Ted Wu, Craig Ricketts, Grand Roku, I Done It, Fisher. Top channel membership gifter is George Tishon. And top channel membership gifter list includes CG Mayhem, I Done It, D Russ, Princess Star, and Yo Slime Forever. Thank you guys so much. These are our top supporters for September. And also our top tier channel members are the following individuals. Let's go look at their fantastic faces. I gotta shrink this down a little bit. But big thank you to Vegas Moxie, Arcane Silver, CG Mayhem, Death Dawning 982, Haza, Jose, Princess Star, Track Hoodie at Plus Ultra level. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to BVS Fang, Nisk, and George Tishon at the Only Fan level. You guys are amazing. Thanks for keeping this channel in business, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good day now. Bye-bye.